Yeah, so the next one is going to be Facezign, and then we'll probably do Facezign, and then we'll carry on with the rest next week. Okay, so we're going to go through all the apps. I think today we have done, we are going to do 8 apps in total. I'm going to edit and format this training. So I'll break it down into several parts. I'll post it to the Design Academy so you can check them out if you want. And then next week, we're going to do the other 9 apps. And so by then we'll have a demo and kind of overview of all of the apps in the platform. So let's go on with Facezign. So Facezign lets you create AI images of yourself. The common use case is to create AI image of yourself for social media, for your LinkedIn, for Twitter, or X actually, as it's called now, or just to have fun, really. Like a lot of people just do this just to have fun and test the technology. It's kind of a fun technology to try. It's new and then it's part of design. So something you can easily try out. My tip, if you're planning to use this seriously, like if you want to use this for your profile picture or everything, is that you might want to get a haircut, a trim, be rested so you don't have bags below your eyes, and use natural lighting before uploading your training images. Because your training images, once you upload them, you upload them into the system, it's done, so that setup of taking some photos of yourself and uploading into the platform, you just have to do it once. So again, if you want to use it professionally, don't do it at 2 a.m. while you are tired and you haven't been to the barber in years. Because like if you do it with your best look, by being fresh, having a shave and so on, if you're a man, then it's going to remember you as this person, so even if you get, then all your hair grows back and you don't look your best in real life, you always have that model of the kind of perfect version of you in the cloud. So that's my tip for that from personal experience. So let's get into Facezign. So Facezign can be accessed from the design dashboard right here. So the way it works is, first you want to train the AI to your image. Okay, so the way you do that is by uploading selfies of yourself. That's the best approach I have found, the most consistent. If you have some pictures in your phone which are not selfies, you can also upload them, but I would say for the first 8 pictures, like you can see in the examples on the right here, you want to do selfies. So the first one would be facing the cam, then looking away and smiling, looking right and smiling, then looking left, looking up, looking left and smiling, looking down and looking in front and smiling. And again, my tip about getting your best haircut and such, it comes from my experience. Like for these images, I should have gotten probably a haircut and a shave before, because then the AI images it generates just look like this, So it's not, you want it to have the best version of yourself, ideally, if you want to use it professionally at least. Like myself, I'm just messing around. I'm not using these images anywhere. But if you do, then make sure to do some good selfies. So the way you do them, you can do the selfies with your phone. You can use your front camera on your phone, or better, you can use your back camera. But in that case, obviously, you need to ask someone to take the pictures for you. But that's usually where you're going to get the best resolution from your back camera. The selfie camera is usually a lowest resolution, and the quality of the image is going to affect the quality of your model. So that's something to consider, is to make sure you use the best camera you have available, which is usually going to be your back camera. Also, you want to make sure you use proper lighting, so natural lights, ideally, unless you have some professional lights at home that you can use. That's about it, really. And you want to give it a shot and try it out. So what happens is that So first let's say you take these images on your phone. Okay, then you move them to your computer. So you can see here, I have a bunch of images I've moved. Then you select all the images you have and you compress them. So when you compress them, it will create a zip file. Okay, so you can call it pictures.zip. And this is the zip file you use to upload here. Okay, so yeah, I'll just upload this one here and it will be uploaded. And this is the training data. So you just want to make sure that the image inside the zip file are PNG of JPEGs. Then when you click on create your AI picture, it's going to train your model. It takes about 10 minutes and then your model will appear here on the left. Okay, so then you'll be able to choose. You can have multiple ones. On the right here, you can see images that people have created and that they have decided to make public. Okay, when you create an image using your likeness or using Facezign, generally speaking, you can choose to make the image public or to keep it private. So for instance, for this user here, you can see the results are pretty good. It looks consistent across the board, and even using like some of the more fun models, like the Superman models. And something I noticed as well, and you can see this user here as well, it works. It looks a bit unreal here for some reason, but at least it's creating a similar likeness. Let's go through some more of these examples here. So these are more fantasy. So you can see this user here. Again, it works as AI images. This is for AI images trained on a model. This is pretty good. So again, the quality of your images are going to affect a lot the results you get. And also what I found is that it works on some faces and it doesn't work on others. And I can't see a reason for it, but I think that's the reality of it. Like, it doesn't work for everyone, So if for some reason you put your best pictures and you're still not getting good enough results, it might just be that your AI is not getting your face somehow. So that's just something to keep in mind. So once your model has been trained, I'm going to show you an example here. So what you will do, and yeah, this is very bad. So let me generate something else so we can take this away. And I'll show you how to fix the eyes and everything. I'll explain why the results look like this in a second. But anyway, first you want to select the style. You have more settings here where you can choose the format. You can choose the number of images it outputs. By default, it's 1. So just increase that if you want. And then there's different settings basically related to quality, the prompt strength, the subject strength, and so on. So it's set to average by default. And what you want to do is to play with these. If the results you're getting, if you're not really happy with them, you can play with especially the subject strength and the prompt strength, just by increasing it or decreasing it, and then run it again to see how it differs. So now I'm going to generate a new set of images, and I'll explain how it works as well while we do that. So basically, this technology is based on something called LoRa. So LoRa is a technology based on stable diffusion, and it's based on stable diffusion. I think it's 1.5. So that's why, and it hasn't been updated to the latest version. Right now we are at stable diffusion. It's called SDXL. So it's like stable diffusion 2 point something. And so basically that's why the quality of the images are like the kind of AI images you would get like a year and a half or 2 years ago. So that's just to explain why you saw in the generation we just saw on the screen. By default, the results are not great, but then you can fix those faces. And I will show you how. So you can fix the results, you can make them better. And I'll show you how now. All right, so then the second thing about how this model works is that this is not like AI Zine and the Facezign where the computers which run the engine to create your images is always running. For these models, what happens is that because we don't get a lot of usage from them, these models, they go into a cold state when they are not used for like a couple of hours or so. And so then when you create your first image, when you relaunch it, it has to reboot. So that's why the first set of image you will create will take a little time while the model is rebooting. But then the next set is going to be much faster. Just to make that clear, that right now it's rebooting, so it's normal that it takes a while. But then when it will be warmed up again, then it will work faster. So yeah, so these are pretty bad. Like I think my face and whatever set of pictures I've put is really, really not working. This is very terrible. It's funny. But anyway, let's work with it and let's actually generate another set just to illustrate that point that the second time around, it will be much faster. All right, so let's complete our demo of Facezign. So here it generated some images for me. So again, like the photo set I've given was pretty bad, so it's not working. So I would probably redo that, do better photos, get a shave as well, get a haircut, because it's not gonna work if you're not on your A game really for AI imagery. Then you want to click on save, and I'm gonna show you how we can fix the faces and stuff. Because by default, as I mentioned before, it's using a stable diffusion 1.5. So that's why the results are never going to be good up front. So what you want to do once you generate an image is click on Charmify and then Charmify now, and it's going to run it through another tool that will improve the facial features. So that's how you can get better results. So the main point here is to never judge or use the first result you get from Facezign. Always go through the Charmify unless the first result is very good for some reason to get a better version. So you can see here, it's totally messed up. Like I think the base version was too bad to start with, but still it's fixed the eyes and it fixed the nose and it's kind of working. It's better at least. So, and then you want to click on keep enhance to keep this version here. Again, by default, your pictures are private, but if you untick this box, you'll make them public so others will be able to see it. And so that concludes this demonstration of Facezign. So it's a tool you want to experiment with. I think it's worth a shot. It's worth testing it out, seeing how it works for you. And then you can use it to create profile pictures for your social media accounts. If you do it once and you have a good trained model of yourself, then you'll never run out of crazy pictures to post and in various kind of environment and poses and so on. So definitely worth a shot, pretty easy to use. And then, yeah, so that's Facezign. All right, and I think I will conclude this training here. I still have a bunch of tools to go through, but we'll do that next week because I can hear that my baby daughter just got back with my wife and she's crying. So it's going to be a struggle to host this webinar while having my daughter crying. So anyway, we did some good progress today. I think we reviewed we didn't review GPT Design. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tools so far out of, I think we have 15, 16. So next week we should try to do probably 6 to 8 tools, and we'll go through them one by one, and then we'll move on to the rest of the training. I remember this is part of a new series we're doing, which is called Design Hero. Well, we'll teach you everything you need to know about design. I will go into how to create a brand, how to create amazing visuals for your website, for landing pages, for social media. So we'll go into a lot of details into the whole process of design. But the first step is to show you the tools you have at your disposition. And so that was the point of today's workshop. And in the next workshop next week, we'll keep going through the tools and then we'll get right into the training. So yeah, I hope to see you again in the coming weeks. Thanks again for attending today. Really appreciate it. I hope it was not too early for you. I know I moved the training a bit earlier around because it's easier for me. But yeah, thanks a lot for your assistance. So, all right. Thanks everyone for attending and have a great day, great Friday, great weekend. And yeah, I really appreciate having you here. It was a small committee, but yeah, I hope that was helpful. I will be posting the replay in the Design Academy and on the YouTube Design channel in the next couple of hours. Okay, I'm going to work on that now, edit the replay and so on, and then post it for you. So, all right. Thanks again, everyone. And I'll speak to you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.